Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Holt, I just want to, and Dr. White, I have very high regard for your professions. I just want to ask you, are you saying that, for instance, the scientists who work on the on the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, for those whose work has been in regard to climate change, should be held in high regard, subject same peer review of everybody else, but given respect? Is that Dr. White?
Yes.
Okay, how about you, Dr. Holt?
Yes, I think so. I'm not quite sure I understood your question, but...
Well, I'm just asking
But
if
the scientists
these
who work
people are-
on the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change that I know personally, I highly respect, and when I look at the work that has come out of that, I would say that's good science.
And would you say that's true of the other scientists that work on that? I mean, they have to be held in pretty high regard to be added to that panel.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to introduce this for the record, Mr. Chairman, that there's a number of scientists who worked on the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change who now fiercely dispute what the panel has produced in terms of their projections on climate change. In fact, one of them says, warming fears are the worst scientific scandal in history. When people come to know the truth, what the truth is, they will feel deceived by science and scientists. So if I may, I'd like to submit that for the record. Dr. Belzer, there's been a lot said here about asthma and health as a risk of, as a result of human activity. I just want to share some things with you. From 1980 to 2012, our gross domestic product increased 467%. Vehicle miles traveled went up 94%. Populations increased 38%. Energy consumption's up 22%. Emissions, however, are down 50%. But the interesting thing is that, and these are EPA stats, these are U.S. government stats, is that even though our air quality and water quality are demonstrably better, but particularly air quality in regard to asthma, than they were in the 60s and 70s and 80s, asthma rates have exploded. Can you give any explanation for that?
I am familiar with some of that literature, and I suspect, but don't know, that one of the things that's changed is that the definition of asthma has expanded. And if you increase make the definition broader, you're going to have more people in it. So that certainly could be part of it. But I do agree that this is a conundrum, that with declining air pollution, that you would have increasing asthma is certainly contrary to the expectation and belief of many people who think or believe that asthma is caused by air pollution. So this is a problem. This is one that good science ought to be put to it, and we ought not to impart upon it a policy judgment first as to what the answer is.
Okay, here's what I want to point out. First of all, I'm not a climate denier, as some claim. I think that it is caused by natural variations. I think there's enough science out there that indicates that that's a viable position to have. But also in regard to what's been said in this committee, that it's clear, I think, from particularly what some of my colleagues on the other side have said, that they want to link asthma to human activity, pollution. And in every respect, I mean, lead, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, volatile organic chemicals, nitrogen dioxide, PM10, PM2.5, everything is down. Yet they want to make it about that. And I think that's a misrepresentation of science, the very thing that we're trying to avoid here. And I also have an article, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter into the record from Scientific America. To your point, Dr. Belzer, we don't know what causes asthma. It could, I mean, there's everything, hypothesis from hygiene to obesity to sedentary lifestyles to to poor housing quality for lower income families. So I really do think where we're trying to go with this committee, to be able to validate the science, to get the politics out of it, is the place we need to be. I yield back.